Hello and welcome you crazy people to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and today we've had some news from Fantasy Flight Games regarding some new releases for Star Wars Legion. And this is all for the Imperial side, but we'll quickly go through them now. I don't expect this will be a very long video or anything, but you can see here we've got Command from the front and the Snowtrooper Assault. So this is only Imperials. I suspect we'll probably get the Rebel faction maybe in like a week or so, something like that. Oh, it is Christmas, so it might be a little bit different than that. But I suspect that'll be soon. So what it is basically it's General Veers as a commander, and it's the Snowtrooper units. So let's have a look at General Veers first. I'm quite excited about this. You know, I don't think that this is wave one. I think this will be like after the initial release. But yeah, here you can see General Veers on the screen. Lovely looking model, I think. Just incidentally, he is $12.95, $13. So that's okay for like a single commander kind of guy. Now, obviously, there's a lot to go through, and I'm not necessarily going to go into detail about what each of these things does. I actually can't figure out what that one is. The writing's so small. But the rest of it does actually talk about in the article. And yeah, I really quite like the way he looks. Let's see a nice little picture here with the Snowtroopers as well. One of his key abilities is Spotter 2. So Spotter 2 lets you give aim tokens to 2 units within a specific range. Range 1. He can still shoot himself and stuff like that, but the whole point of General Veers is that he's actually good at buffing like other units. He's a support commander, I guess. Obviously, he is technically a commander. He is 100 points as far as I can make out. Oh, it could be 90. Sorry, I think it's 90 points. Oh, it's actually quite difficult to see that. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's 100, sometimes I think it's 90. Somebody will clear it up. But yeah, basically he's a support character. Now, in Star Wars Legion, you can actually take between 1 and 2 commanders. So you could just run General Veers if you want a cheap army, or you could run Veers with Darth Vader, so that's fairly interesting. Yeah, there's a new card, Commanding Presence. That's lets you issue orders up to range 4. He's the only one with this slot that I've seen so far, but I suspect other commanders will get that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about all we really learn here. There's a couple of extra cards, like this one is his command card, but really that's pretty much all it shows. Exciting because we obviously saw we had a news article, like an interview where somebody mentioned General Veers, and lo and behold, only shortly afterwards in that same article they mentioned like Leia, I think. So I would not be surprised to see the Rebels version of this be Leia, which would be a nice little interesting combination. But yeah, I think probably the main parts that he does, he buffs units, giving them a name token, and he's got a few extra cards. That's probably about it. Now here it doesn't say coming like at the start. It says the first quarter of 2018, which is interesting because I mean maybe I'll quickly try and check. No, I can't bother trying to check what the old ones say, but release date's still sketchy. So we'll move on to the Snowtroopers. Now I didn't really anticipate these to come because they're obviously like weather specific, but it does say you can just run them any point you like. But you wouldn't, like if you're in the desert or something, you probably wouldn't want to be wearing all that. But then again, you wouldn't want to be wearing a standard Stormtrooper outfit. $25, so the same price as the other core troops. And yeah, they are core troops, as you can tell by that little symbol there. I think they're the same price. I think that's 40, and they have the exact same upgrade slot. So you've got your extra trooper, which isn't here, but then you've got your 2 heavy weapons. They've got a new grenade, and I'm fairly sure the impact grenade is different from the concussion grenade. So there's a new card here. As I said, I think it's an impact grenade, but the rest of the card is almost the same, except they get the movement 1. Because they're carrying a lot of heavy equipment, even though they actually don't look like they're carrying that much heavy equipment. But meh, that's fine. And as such, they get a stronger defense dice. So I'm fairly sure No, it's the same defense dice. I actually don't know what bonus they get for having one one movement. Maybe it says here. It says you can give them grappling hooks. We already knew what grappling hooks did. Talking about the heavy blaster rifle and the rocket launcher, they'll be, I don't know if they're the exact same or if they'll have slight differences. I suspect they'll have slight differences, but I can't necessarily make out the card. After all, yeah, there was something about them being range 1, but I can't quite figure out where it was. Let me just see if I can see it. Snowtroopers only have a speed of range 1, so yeah, this is giving them a chance to be more careful. Oh, they get steady. Idiot me. Steady lets them shoot when they take a move action. So basically they can aim, move, and shoot all in the same turn. Quite good. Obviously their movement's not as good, but the theory being that they can aim and shoot every single time, whereas a normal trooper unit will have to move and shoot, or aim and shoot. They can't necessarily do both, so slow and steady wins the race, I guess. I think that's probably all that we've learned there. I would probably like to see if these are the exact same. It says Snowtrooper at the top, so I suspect there'll be slight difference maybe in the dice or just the exact thing they do. Who knows? I can't remember from memory. So let's have a look at the models. The models I find to be very pleasing, I have to say. Not 100% sure about the paint choice here with this cream. The cream they've got on this, I'm not a huge fan, but I probably have to rewatch the film to see if it's vaguely accurate. So we'll probably get Leia and like the snowtrooper people from the Rebels. I can't necessarily remember what they're called. The Hoth troopers, I can't remember. And they'll be coming. I suspect we'll get an article next week, and I suspect the release isn't going to be at the same time. So yeah, very interesting. I'm very happy that they're moving forward with such a brisk pace about the releases, so we're not going to have to wait a long time. This is really going to start shaking stuff up, like if it comes out after it, after the initial release, because you know we've got a second commander. That's interesting. We've got a second core trooper, so we can really start tailoring lists to specific playstyles and that kind of thing. And especially when we get Leia and you know the Hoth snowtroopers of the Rebel faction, we're going to be looking at like some very interesting matchups, and very cinematic to have Leia as well. I'm very excited to have Leia, is basically what I'm saying. So yeah, I thought I'd quickly make a video and show you this. This is you know, basically my initial reactions. I quickly read through the article and I was like, well, I'll make my video, get it out there, because we generally don't learn too much with these, or the things that we do learn probably comes out in the wash, like, oh, we need to, like, the exact reading of that card here, which you can't see, but it's like Extreme Leader or something, maybe. Like, I would love to know exactly what that does, but, you know, we'll find that out another time. Yeah, so I'm very excited. I'm very happy. There's more news on the way. This was a bit of a rambling video. I do apologise for that, but this is just the way I like getting the news out straight away. If you like subscribe, all that kind of thing. I've been working on some terrain. We'll be getting that released shortly. But I'm feeling Hoth. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like I might try and work on a bit of Hoth. I do like her on all the pictures. It's sort of like grey rocks. Yeah, mine are sort of like blacky grey, so I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, I need to probably work on some more Hoth terrain though. I think we can all agree with that. Yeah, like, subscribe, have a beautiful day, guys. I'm fairly sure I'll have another video before Christmas out, but just in case, Merry Christmas, and goodbye. Bye.